okay, people want to complain
It's
about
fine.
about 35-13 at the free throw line. I don't think this is a ref problem at this point, right? There were some bad calls, but right now, I think this team's biggest problem, and I said this to you guys while we were sitting there, I think they take after Monty too much. I think they keep their composure a little too much. They're more of a turn the other cheek kind of team rather than taking it to them. That's the problem. Force the freaking issue. Make the contact. Do the things that the Pelicans have done so well against you since the playoffs. And Zion owned them, and we knew that was going to be a problem because they had nobody to stop him. But they didn't do the little things that it took to stop everybody else. The bench got dominated. Second chance points were well in favor of the Pelicans. This team didn't put forth the effort necessary to win, and it took ungodly three-point shooting in the fourth to just keep them within striking distance.
I just think it's a matter of physicality, and you look at where they take their shots. They're 29th in the NBA in shots at the rim. Like, you're not going to get as many foul calls if you don't attack the rim and if you take a lot more mid-range jumpers. They need to be more physical. They need to, exaggerate contact when they get it, because that's what all the other teams do around the league. I'm not saying they need to turn into a bunch of floppers, but they need to embrace contact. They need to embrace contact, and they don't.
I'm sick of I don't like, okay, I get it. We don't like flopping, but that's what works in this league. So if you're not willing to do what works in this league, you're going to get the same result. I hate that you have to default to that, but if that's the way the game's called, play that way. Yeah. It's that simple. I know that you want to be counterculture. You want to go against the curve. But if that's working for teams that are winning, freaking learn how to flop.
Well, and Monty addressed that earlier in the season, and he said, sure, I could probably work on that in practice, but I'm not going to because that's not the correct way to play basketball, essentially. But the thing is you can't complain about not getting the foul calls if you're not going to play the way that the fouls are called. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too. It's the same thing when we talk about trades. You can't ask for somebody to come help bolster your team and not offer anything in return. It just is what it is. And that's on this team to figure that part of it out.
But that old school mentality that, that's not the right way. The right way to play basketball is the way you win basketball. Everything else doesn't matter. Gerald, you say, screw unwritten rules, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get up in arms about dumb things like Zion dunking, and then look at the way the game's being played and go, we can't play that way. That's not good basketball. Good basketball is winning a championship. That's all we care about. I don't care if you have to flop worse than Luka. Learn how to do it. Take a damn acting class.